Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, Yanis. Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Safe. How are you guys doing? Brian, I responded back to your email. Did you get the chance to take a look? Brian, can you hear me, buddy? How's my audio coming through? Is it coming through good, or is it low? Is it high? All right, guys, let's get the party started here. Good morning, Adam. How are you, sir? Good morning. Good morning. All right, we're gonna do the analysis for the morning plus the news and get going on our day. And here comes YM. We are seeing a bit of a bounce, an inside day, an unexpected kind of bounce back from 3 days worth of some serious selling going on. I think we're going to be seeing a two-sided market, and it's going to give that volatility is going to give us an opportunity. Can you hear me, Brian? Can you hear me, Adam? Can you hear me, Yanis, Mike, and Safe? Okay, now, well, thank you, Adam. You just I need to remember to turn on my mic here. So we're starting off by doing analysis on our morning, and we're looking at YM. Market sold off in a very strong way in the past few days. We hit target number two of this huge sequence. Market consolidated against channel number two and broke down. uh, we will be seeing a two-sided market. We will see longs become persistent, and we're going to see shorts coming in and reversing patterns. It's going to be a really good trading environment for us. Okay. Next target is going to be that low again, which is 590 on YM. Then the low is going to be that 3361. And if we break that, target number three can be, uh, as a target 29,152. But you would expect a bit of a retracement into these higher levels before we do that, as another step lower. So the market is going to be in a process of stepping. So that's the same thing that they've been doing here. Nothing goes down all the time. Nothing goes up all the time. It's just a constant uh, game that they play here. But anyway, so that's YM. Let's take a look at ES. Same thing. I mean, everything that you're seeing in the indices are going to be pretty much about the same. We broke that low, and we are consolidating in an inside day. We are Globex. We're trading above Globex. Uh, Good morning, Noli. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. Target number two is 37.42. Target number three is going to be 34.28. We're looking for a two-sided market in this environment, and that will lead us to, a push lower eventually. And crude oil. Well, we so if you're watching our daily analysis that we do, we talked about a retracement to buy into the 17 to the 14 level, basically the transitional zone. And in that area, we need to be buyers for a run up into target number two. And that exactly what happened. Market came into the transitional zone, hit it, and boom, into the target again. So this is poised for a run up that could break out above 126.4. That's what, and you're looking for pullbacks as a buying opportunities in crude oil. Okay, gold, the crash of gold. I mean, that was just a massive one candle reversal, and we had a complete reversal of that 10th into a bearish engulfing candle. Target number two got hit, and now they're dripping below it in an area where you would think that they will put on some defensive, measures trying to stop that from, coming down. But that is a consolidation area, and the market is just hitting that that area in an interesting way. That they sold it off, they came back and bought it up, and now in the middle of the range. So that range and that channel continues to be relevant. Any rally back up to that 1854 is shortable, and the target is going to be target number three at 1765.3, which will be an extremely meaningful sell off in gold if that happened. But that is definitely not a long pattern. It's a short pattern in gold. And let's take a look at let me see here what's going on here. Here we go. All right, same thing, and that's our instrument that we trade all the time. It is NQ, and we hit target number two. We're trading above blowbacks. We are within channel number two, and actually going into channel number one. Target number three is going to be 263 and a half. 260. That's about over 200 points away from where we at. Okay, so any rallies are shortable, and but we're going to get a two-sided market in this environment. The longs are going to be persistent, and they look very convincing. And anything under Globex is going to be meaningful on the downside, and that will be a continuation of the selling pressure. Now, ultimately, we have to come into the 200 NT Rinko to guide us for better price action. And we saw this captain setup that happened, and I'm referencing captain setup on the prior contract. Right now, Yanis, you need to be moved over to the September contract on all your indices. I know you're on vacation, so you may not have kind of known that, but that's what you need to be on. Okay, perfect. All right. So what we're seeing here is a continuation of the selling pressure overall. However, that you have a candle up on NQ right now, and you're trading above Globex. Market needs to protect 391 in order for a rally that's going to take us to 550. Then we could start to break up into the 600 and the 760. So that has to happen in order for the longs to take control. The odds are we're going to experience a bit of volatility at the open. And don't forget, we have a week full of economic news. And that economic news is heavy hitter news. I mean, let's just take you through some of it. So we had the PMI core, PPI and core PPI. That's just happened today. And then take a look at tomorrow. Tomorrow you got core retail sales. You get small. You have crude inventory. Then boom, 1 o'clock, federal fund rate, a projection statement, conference. That's just market is going to be anticipatory in that. So we may get a bunch of ranges, trading in ranges till that happens. Thursday, you got Philly, Fed, and unemployment claims. Unemployment is very important, especially in this environment. And then the Fed chairman is going to be, Powell is going to be speaking on Friday. So this is heavy. This is heavy, heavy stuff going on here. Okay, so let's get this party started. We got 3 minutes going on here. The first, I mean, if we get a sell off to 391 at the open, that opens the room for me to start getting short into that rotation. But what I'm going to do is not short the middle of the range right off the open, meaning that I'm not going to go for a swing trade right off the bat. I'm going to look for transitional zone trades only in this environment. Okay. So, meaning that I need this kind of zone to be in my favor in order to trade and not just go into the middle of the range and short and add. So, that's going to be a more conservative trade, basically. And let's get going. Right. So, from yesterday's trading, I didn't add any more trades to what you guys saw in the room. Okay. So, let me just kind of show you what we did as a reminder. And that's how we ended up today. And we ended up the day at 10:16 yesterday, and I did not add any more trades. We were up 11.99 for that day. So we're starting the day today flat, no trades. Excuse me. Yeah, here we go. So that's that. Boom, nothing here. Right. So that's that. That's how the day is gonna start. And good luck, everybody. And let's knock them dead. Good morning, Alex. How are you, sir? Omer, good morning. Save, good morning. Noli, good morning. Mike, Yanis, Sheila, good morning. Good morning, Sheila. Brian, of course. Yeah, Brian, I sent you a message, responded to your email. Make sure you take a look and let me know your thoughts on that one, okay? All right, the cash market has opened. 91 is the key. Yeah, we need to spend a little bit of time figuring out the price action and figuring out who's winning. How are they controlling the narrative? Who's getting trapped? You spend a little bit of time with the market before you just jump in. You got to warm up that car before you drive it in the morning. Same thing with trading. We got to warm up our brain and we got to warm up our connection to this market. Yeah, it looks like we're going to hit that level. 91 is where we need to go. We got close, but close is not enough. We need to get there. That's for the shorts. The shorts they will take control if we break 91. Right now, the market is in sync on the short side, but if we break that 41, well, we're about to, the market would be out of sync. 43, excuse me. So you see this kind of volatility. Wow. They got so close to closing at 91 and buyers stepped in a very meaningful way. Oh, look at that. Look at this. Playing games. They're playing games, which is to be expected. That's why we wait that first half an hour. 91 and boom, we got there. Let's see here. Maybe three. Okay. So what are we going to do here? So the 200 NT Rinko shifted. We're looking for rally back up as a shorting opportunity, but also we are looking for a new transitional zone to present itself. Once that happens, I will start looking for shorts, and I'm looking for a flush below Globex, which is 69, and then an attempt at the 46. So that is the idea here, and we need to protect 30. So if the market start, like right now, the market disconnected. So you're looking for it to reconnect. And if it doesn't reconnect, then we don't participate. I mean, we need environment, behavior, and a signal in order for us to participate. Order filled. Stop. Yeah, that's fine. Took a trade there and went break even fairly quickly. It's going to go down, actually. It's going to go lower. I need to get a feel for this market. But that's a good entry, good target. Went break even, got slipped a little bit, and then the market dropped. So here we go, and we should be seeing a push into Globex. Oh man, I only made $40, $48. Wow. Yeah, we need more money than that. Let's just change the ATM. That's even better this way. Would have made $300. So that's kind of basically our target from that general area. We hit our target, which is Globex, and they hit it to that tick. They literally hit it to the tick. And the signal that generated our entry was a switch trade. Actually, not the switch trade, it's just literally the market shifted and gave us the transitional zone right here. So I immediately jumped in. Made a little bit of money, um, and we're looking for the next signal. So they're making a higher low right around Globex, but that doesn't mean that they wouldn't sell it off. Let's see. Okay, that's good. No new transitional zones, so there's no trades. And we need to protect 404. So if you break 405, that would get the market to be disconnected. It is 8:37 early in the morning. We got plenty of time. We took one trade for a small profit. The next trades that I'll be taking a 5 point scalps in this environment. Just kind of build up the day a little bit, then we'll start looking for bigger targets. Yeah, another transitional. We need a transitional zone here. We're getting a little bit of noise going on here. They're trying to protect Globex. Here we go. We should be selling off right now into the 75-70 zone fairly quickly. Yeah, we need to see that. You got to protect the 404 and 400, and definitely the 88. So if they sell it off here,
Order pending. Chart order
wow,
canceled.
that was quick. I'll take it. They filled me on two contracts versus three, and just sold it off. I'm not taking big trades right now. I'm just taking small trades. I know this one's going to be a big one, but because you got a captain setup and a switch trade that just happened right there. Boom, sold off. All right, let's keep playing the game. Let's keep playing the game. I'm gonna increase my size here. Look at that bad boy, sold off. All this behavior is to be expected. We went short right here into this rotation, just took the scalp and went break even, and did the same exact thing here at the inception of a new transitional zone. Got in and took that out. Okay, not looking for anything big the first half an hour. That first half an hour um, tends to be a little bit too noisy. Good morning, Kirk. How are you, sir? So we're on the right side of the market doing the right thing, and we took two trades for two profits. And just let's keep working. Well, that short was that short right here was just an great short. I didn't get even a tick worth of heat on that deal. I literally didn't they didn't even film me. They didn't even film me my whole amount. I put three contracts. They gave me two, but I was looking for a quick scalp into target number one, and I got it. And I just got it just there. But anyway, I mean, I came into it saying, "Hey, listen, the first half an hour, I'm gonna just scalp." So I'm doing exactly what I said I'm gonna do. Good morning, Frida. Good morning, GM. How are you? Yeah, short, 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 short. I had two trades so far. Both of them are short. The market is lined up on the short side. The 200 and the 100 are in sync on the short side, so you're getting all that work right now. Polly, good morning. How are you? All right. So what do we think that's going to happen here next? Is they're going to go and try to retest that Globex level. That's what they're going to do, which is normal for them to try to do it. So 41, which we just got there, disconnects the 200 from the 100 NT wrinkle, and now we are in a hold and wait and wait and see mode. What does that mean? That means that three scenarios need to present themselves. Scenario number one, market sells after 304. That will get us back in sync on the short side, then rallies become shortable. Scenario number two, we break or we go up and retest glowbacks, and I mean we could go into the 70-80 range and then fail with a one candle reversal, meaning you have a one candle reversal on the 100 NT wrinkle. Well, that will resume the selling pressure. Scenario number three, you go and break up above 95. If you do that, then the market is in sync on the long side, but you're running into a whole lot of resistance in this declining lower high zone. So pullbacks can be buyable, but they're more of a scalp than anything else. So those are the three scenarios in which we are going to measure the market. And based on what the market is doing, we have an action plan. So far, we put on two trades, both are short and both are scalps. So we took $48 and 222, and let's just keep working. Here you go. You got that reconnect. So now we're looking for a rally back up, a disconnect of the transitional zone, and a reconnect of that transitional zone. If that happens, then that will give us an opportunity for a continuation trade short against that 49 level. So we got to protect that 49, and we're looking for entries in and around that 25. And let's see what happens. Here we go. You're coming into a whole number, by the way. I mean, we hit it twice and kind of bounced off of it. So we need to be a bit cautious about how to handle this, but the shorts are definitely in control of this narrative. Polly, I'm trying to send you a message on this thing and it's not going through. I'm not sure why. Okay, so we got the disconnect and we're looking for it to reconnect in order for us to get short again. Now, if they put a transitional zone upward, then that will put me in a holding pattern as well. And here you go. They just did that. I mean, could be a captain setup long at 343. Here we go.
Order filled. Target
Thank you. That's just a captain setup long. I'm going to take it quick. Then I'm going to look for pullbacks in this environment. I mean, okay, so structurally the market is still short, but they just put a pattern that is a long pattern. And I took a scalp out of it. I'm just doing 5 points right now, build up my day, and get in sync with this market. It's not even 9 o'clock yet. There's another captain setup on the 30 in Tirinko. So they're going to push it. They're going to push it toward that 58 zone. And that's coming up fairly quickly here. You got to protect that 306, 302. I was long, just a scalp long. Here it comes. We should burst up right here. Here it comes. And that's good. That's good right here. That's the captain setup. Boom. Here you go. Target number 2 hit. And they hit Globex. So that test of Globex worked out. Man, look at that. That was a good one. That was a good one. We saw that. We saw that one. We saw that happen. I mean, we got the. So what was the clue here? Is we were looking for another transitional zone that never happened. Then they flipped it, and they start going into a new transitional zone, and they built up a captain setup long on the 100 into Rinko. So automatically that puts us in a position of, okay, well, the market is shifting gears and retesting Globex. And we took a trade, very quick one, for plus 5 points. Plus, we saw this new transitional zone build up. We said it's going to go up to target number 2, and it did that fairly quickly. So we're reading the market accurately here. So that trade that I took on 4 contracts made me $400, and I'm up 674 on 3 decisions, 2 short, 1 long, and let's keep playing. ES, let's take a look at ES. Hit target number 3 of that sequence. A new transitional zone happened in and around Globex, and off you go to those targets. You're looking for pullbacks as a buying opportunity. and you could get a retest of the 64 to 65 area. And if you can get a candle reversal, that would be good. They're showing a little bit of strength and what looks like a higher low against a whole number. So you're going to get participants that they're going to see this and they start bidding into this price structure. And here you go, another one. Yeah, that captain setup could be a very significant event into today and into the next couple of days. If that structure holds up, then we are going to be looking at a potential bottoming behavior that could take us to the 550, and then we break out to the 700 in a counter trend rally. Right now, the 200 and the 100 are in sync on the long side, and you're looking for pullbacks as a buying opportunity. And we're just looking for an entry where um, we're not just looking for a pullback. We're looking at a pullback and then a new transitional zone to build up. But that event that happened here is important, is significant, and the market is reacting to it. And it's against a whole number. So I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing the 480 and the 500 based on that structure. I mean, obviously they're gonna play around with it for a little bit, but that is a moment in time where we can have a bottoming behavior in this market. Good Lord. Well, we need an opportunity to get in though, right? We need an opportunity to get in. We're not gonna get in, anywhere. If you don't know the power of the captain setup on those 200 and the 100, now you know. Yeah, now you know. And it was the captain setup on the 200 in Tirinko that started that whole mess downward. Okay, okay. I put another transitional zone right here. There you go. Boom. Ran it up. The entry was 17. Longs are in charge of this narrative so far against that captain setup. We're getting a bit of a pullback here, and the longs need to protect 91, and I think we'll disconnect the market here, but we'll see. We'll see. I think you'll get a little bit of a flush into that 91, then we'll go from there. Retesting that whole number. If you're trying to trap some longs, you rally it up a little bit, then sell it off. That's what you will do. There you go. So they caught a bunch of people at 405. All right, here we go, 91. So the market is disconnected. What does that mean? 200 and the 100 is out of sync, and three scenarios need to present themselves. Scenario number one, you get a reversal to 429. Scenario number two, you pull back anywhere close to the 50, then have a one candle reversal upward on the 100, and that will resume the buy interest. Scenario number three, the market sell off into 343. 343. If that happens, then you're basically what you're doing is you are trapping shorts under Globex, then trapping longs under Globex and trading around Globex. And that's a high probability event that they do that. But we just got to watch the market and see how they are conducting themselves. And trading around Globex is a different animal altogether, by the way. The market reacts differently around Globex. It just you are better off just taking scalping trades versus trending trades or swing trades. So we are definitely going to be cautious around these levels. Typically a 50-point range above and below Globex. So it'd be that would be what is that? 50. Let's call it 60, 44. It's 4, yeah, 410, 415. And under that level would be, uh, yeah, 310, 315. So we need to be careful around these levels. See this on the 20 NT Rinko, how the market is just churning, 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 churning. That's the kind of behavior you see around Globex. So we're going to be under trading this environment that we are in right now. and we are looking for a close either above 431 or a sell off into the 341. So, so our commitment to the long position shifted the minute we broke that 91, and we saw that happen. And we figured out that, hey, listen, this market is going to be shifting constantly around this Globex zone. Here we go, and that's how you build stops in the market, and this is how you fleece people out of their money in and around Globex. Is you give the impression of a sell-off under it, they rally up, you think the market is going to break out, and then you bring it back under Globex. This is literally how you get people to lose a lot of money. If we've seen this one time, we've seen it 100 times. All right, they brought it in. Now, what is our plan here? Our plan is to look and find another transitional zone. So basically, we want the market to do what it's doing right now, which is go up and play around with Globex a little bit and then come back down and sell off and give us another transitional zone. We will start playing in that direction. Here it comes. So the swing trade will start at 64 and 84. Yeah. And actually, that's paying so far. And you're looking for a target 40 and basically 15. 315 is your target. Oh man, yeah, look at this is gonna be one of those things. Make it very quick. I'm gonna wait for a run up and see if I can get in. So they established this transitional zone and they're flushing people, and we're going. Target is 15. It looked like it's gonna run without me on that one. The only way I would have gotten in if I just literally got short at 44, and that's just a little bit too much risk when you're around blowbacks. I don't like those type of trades. But here you go, 325, fine. So they came within like 5 points of closing that candle, and now we are looking. Let's see if we can get a disconnect of this transitional zone and a reconnect of it. But the shorts are taking control. They came and retested Globex again. See that retest? I mean, to that tick. To be honest with you, I should have just ran into that one because you got Globex and a target right here. Yeah, here you go. 15 is coming up. So that is just the sequence of from from the entry. You got two entries. That one, then you got the 44, and now you reach that target. So the next target from that is below the 300, and I just have to get a new transitional zone in order for me to participate. It's as simple as that. That's how I keep myself in a low risk environment when it comes to trading. Captain set up switch trade long, so they should be pushing it a little bit higher here, which is a good thing. Let's see. So that's just a small little signal here. I don't necessarily want to go short against that signal. I'm gonna be patient here. I'm gonna be patient. I wouldn't be surprised if they run it up to Globex. I really won't. That's just the behavior of trading around Globex. 60, 50. So that's the 15 points. Yep. dollar spiking. Okay. Gonna cut my size to 2 if this candle closes lower. Ooh, what is that all about? That's a lot of noise against that level. That's a lot of noise. Yeah. Give this market a bit of breathing room. There's no transitional zone. Yep, there's no transitional zone. So nothing for us to really play around with. And the market needs to protect 355. If you break above 355, then the market is disconnected on the short side. So 55 is important. That's just a little bit too much, maybe. Let me see here. Just gonna step away for just a minute. Okay, I mean, so you see what happened here, and you're getting these parabolic moves that just basically, you know, or this speedy price action where it happened here and it happened here, and basically the market is not retracing; it just gets to this point, and then just speeds up into a climax. I don't call that climax, but a deep retracement. Then you get a reversal. So same thing happened here, and the same thing happened here. So they're not giving us opportunities to jump in, and the only way I could jump in here is just by just literally just jumping in and taking the risk of it retracement, and I have to kind of add to it within this range to see how the trade is going to go. So that kind of adds to the risk profile of the trade, but that's just what the market is doing, and we have to kind of adjust to it. So right now, I'm looking for a new cloud, negative, and I'm looking for a new transitional zone. And that's what will get me interested in going into the short side. I don't have anything that tells me go long, beside the fact that we are really retracing all the way back to that captain setup that started this wave. This captain setup needs to hold, and if the market can sell off under it a little bit, then retrace. I've seen them do that, but ultimately that structure needs to hold, or otherwise, we're not gonna see the protection or the basing that we kind of anticipated to happen. And Brian, yeah, but they're kind of in. You would think. Here we go. Look at that. You would think that they would not raise it, but they're talking about a 3 basis points uh, coming up this week when they announce the news, and they're trying to taper in inflation, and yeah, consumer confidence is probably needs to it's getting hammered in a significant way. I feel like the market is trying to discount the worst case scenario, which is a 3 basis points, and then if it happens, they will rally the market. And if it doesn't happen, they'll rally the market even further. So, from a long term perspective, I think the market is due to, for an investor. If you're investing, this is the kind of environment you pretty much want to buy into. You're getting bargain prices on a lot of things. But, let's just stick to our trading here. Because right now, as we speak, the market is in sync on the short side. That's what it is doing right now. We got to protect 342 ES. It gave you a captain setup with a switch trade short, then a captain setup long, then a captain setup short, and the market is basically stuck in a tight range between 48 and 54. That's a 6 point range, and the market just oscillating, not doing much of anything. we're back to that 300, and we're playing around with it. I think we've hit that level like so many times. Yeah, we hit it up here. We bounced right off of it into this rally. We came back down to it. Here you go. We're flushing right under it. Shorts are in control. And off you go short. So there was another transitional zone here, and there's another one right here. So let me see here. 1, 10, 20, 30. Yeah, that would have worked. So basically, they flushed this captain set up short, and now they're buying back they're short covering right here. So from the short perspective, I'm looking for another transitional zone. If we break 330, then that will put me on a pause till the three scenarios present themselves. Yeah. Power, power, power. Here we go. See what I'm noticing here on the 100 NT Rinko. See how they like 1, 2, 3. Like they keep rally, 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 trying to shift and close the 100 into Rinko, and they get overturned, overturned, and this one is overturned. So that tells me there's a lot of overhead resistance as the buyers step into this zone, and that could flush us back to target number 2 and sell us off into the 60s and below. Because that behavior is just too strong. I mean, they're trying to hold it, but they just simply don't seem to be able to. Hmm. Indecision, indecision. Okay, so you're seeing they're putting transitional zone down. Now they're flipping it to transitional zone up. It's just a lot of indecision in this zone, and we are recognizing that and not participating in it. Ultimately, the 200 and the 100 are in sync on the short side, and we just need to play that game. They're holding on to this transitional zone. Let's see if they can muster any energy above the 330. That would be an important level. That's interesting. Yeah, there you go. So now the market is disconnected. What does that mean? That means they're trying to protect this captain setup, and also they are three things need to happen. You break down below 293, that will lead to a continuation of the selling pressure on rallies. If we run up close to low backs, but not quite, like to the 50s and reverse, that will be a short signal as well on the 100. If we break above 368, that will be a market that is consolidating again around low backs, and then the 200 and the 100 will be in sync on the long side, and opportunities to uh, take pullbacks as a buying opportunity in a heavy resistance area, which will put me in a scalping mode with the minimum amount of contract on the long side if I take those signals. So those are the three scenarios. I rather be heavier on the short side than to get heavy on the long side in an environment where you're getting a declining resistance. I mean, you're seeing a rally of a high of 533, sells off. A lower high at 475, sells off. Recently, just now at 438, that's um, another high and a lower high from the previous two, and that sells off and continues into the lows. So, so if the market actually flips to that 6870 area, I just have to be very conscious and careful around this declining resistance. So we have three scenarios in which we are looking for. So how is everybody doing so far in the room and on stream? Adam, how are we doing, buddy? Brad, good to see you. How are you? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's good. Brian, how are we doing? Uh, Sheila, Yanis, Kirk, Mike, Noli, and Alex. Umair, any trades? Good, Noli. All right. Nothing yet for Yanis. Okay. Trying ES long, but not working. Yeah, I would be careful. I would be careful. I mean, you almost have to take guidance on ES from NQ. And right now, the market is disconnected, meaning the longs and the shorts are out of sync. And you definitely don't have a long. You're just simply trying to fade against this, you know, selling pressure in an environment that's dominantly short. So just be exceptionally careful. Nothing for Brian. Okay. No trades. No trades. No trades. Um, I'm sending you a message right now. Okay. We're getting to target number two of the sequence, and we may end up at 293. Yeah, here we go. So now rallies back up are shortable, and a new transit. We're looking for a new transitional zone to in order to get us back in. And I hope they just don't sell it off too big. Okay, sounds good, Brian. Hmm. Sell him, sell him. They're selling him. Yeah, you're relaxing, GM. Well, that is a trade by itself, right? That is a trade. Relaxing is a trade. All right. So we're getting a disconnect of this transitional zone and we're looking for a reconnect of that. And that will get us involved in the short side if that happens. And if they put on another transitional zone to the upside, then we're leaving this market alone. And that's what they're doing right now. They need to protect that 318. So they put a transitional zone on the upside. Now that is just, that's the kind of noise in which we're like, all right, we're just going to have to wait. And I want to see a failure here that will put us back below 91, 92 in order for me to be interested in the shorts again. Why 91, why 92 is because that is where you most likely will have um, a new transitional zone. But see how this transitional zone build up? Okay. And now we may get disconnected again, 318. They got to protect that. The shorts need to protect that, and I don't think they will. Here you go. So now we are disconnected again. We are disconnected again. Out of harmony again. And now they can they're coming in and they are putting the brakes on a lot of the selling pressure that we've been seeing here. So the market could be ready for a run up back up to 369. Okay, but I'm not gonna get ahead of it. I mean, unless something like a captain setup on the 100 shows up. But beside that, I'm I'm really looking to just the three scenarios need to happen. One of them, you either go to 68.70, and that would be a one candle reversal on a 200 NT Rinko, and the longs can start having some effect above these levels, or we sell off right now to the 317 and we will get back in sync on the short side. So those are the only two scenarios that the market has for us. If we get back to the 17, then we can start looking for rallies as a shorting opportunity. Anything above 70, we will start looking for pullbacks as a buying opportunity, but will not be taking a swing trade, meaning I will not average in a range and take a trade here looking for a bigger target. But what I will do is I will cut my size and I will go and look for transitional zones as a buying opportunity, and it will be more of a scalp than anything else. So now I have a structure that's ready for whatever scenario the market present us with. We know scenario one, we know scenario two, we know what we will do in each scenario, and we know what we're risking in each scenario. And here comes that 70. So once we get to 70, which we will, the swing trade that I'm not going to take will start here at that 36, and the add to it will be in the 16. Okay, so that's what would typically would how we would run that scenario. Okay, we're not going to take that trade, but I'm going to look for the transitional zone to break down and then reestablish itself. So they're trying to fade it here, but the buyers are stepping in. So we should see that little bit of an expansion into that 70, the 60, 67, 70 here fairly quickly. There you go. And Globex. See, like to the tick to Globex. Here we go. Boom. And you're taking it to Globex. All right. So now these scenarios where you can look for these pullbacks can happen. But again, that's a swing trade we're not taking. And I'm going to be looking for this transitional zone to die off, then reestablish itself. Wow. Good Lord, look at that. Okay. So if you're looking here on the bigger picture, I mean, you're running into this transitional zone on the 200 as well. So that needs to hold, meaning for the shorts, and that 416 needs to hold for the shorts too. And most likely we're going to just basically spin around here around Globex for a little bit. You can see how the price comes up to Globex, react, goes back to Globex, react, runs above it, retest it, and reacts. Hey, you remember Yanis, around Globex? That's just that's the zone that we try to kind of avoid being active in. Oh, you did? Okay. I mean, there's one transitional zone trade that just happened here, but I just didn't like the fact that we're right on Globex and against this captain setup, so I let that one go, right? But the signal was a signal, so yeah, yeah, no problem, Yanis. I mean, I because I look at my past trades and I saw the quality of the trades I was taking around Globex and what was the net result of them and how I handled them. And once I studied those trades, I found out that you get a lot of this noise in and around this Globex. And typically when a market does a significant move of this nature, you will go into a period of congestions and consolidation. And it typically that consolidation happens in and around Globex, because the market, in essence, what it's doing, it's resting, it's taking a break, and that's how we see it. But if you dig deeper into the mechanics and volume of the market, it's building stops, and it's building stops on the bigger swing levels for the purpose of generating enough stops. And once we break those stops, you generate the next sequence of movement. The market feeds on stops. So that's, if you ever want to predict a consolidation, always typically after a major market move, either upward or downward, doesn't matter. So if we find ourselves in that environment, typically a 50 point up or 50 point down, that is the zone in which the market is just kind of non-directional, non-committal. So how do I need to adjust to it? So now I know the market made a big move. I know that we are in a consolidation, and I know that we are around Globex. How do I use that information in order for me to make better decisions? Uh, First, cut your size down. That's the first thing. So if you're trading with five contracts, trade with one around Globex. Wait for the market to be in sync on the long side or the short side, doesn't matter. But that means the 200 and the 100 need to be in sync before you make any decision. Then don't take swing trades. There no swing trades going on right now. Right now, the market is just literally choppy. So you need to take those transitional zone trades because they offer us the best opportunity to manage our risk and scalp in that environment versus try to hold on to a bigger target. So that's how I figure out which phase we are in and what would I do about it. So and here we go. We are out of sync again. Big surprise, right? Big surprise. So now the three scenarios need to present themselves. Scenario number one, you break above 81. Scenario number two, you sell off, you know, toward the 300, but not quite get there and reverse on the 100 into Rinko. Well, that will be another, long signal. Or you come down all the way to 91, and that means that that complete move got reversed against Globex, and then we can get aggressive back again on the short side. One of those three things are going to happen, and we are ready. All right, guys. So we have a little bit of time till this market figure out what it wants to do, and let's take a quick look at the big picture and a lot of things. YM, we're in and around Globex and YM. That rally that happened early on got faded like every other instrument, and we are sitting here looking for direction, and the direction, overwhelming direction, is a short in the market. I mean, just from looking from the daily perspective. And again, if we end up hitting the lows, which is 3321, then the next move is going to be in and around that whole number, 30,000. Let's move on to the next instrument. ES, same thing, same thing. I mean, the low of that behavior, 3730, and that will get us to the lows back in there. And we are in and around Globex, like NASDAQ and YM, and the pressure is still on into the FOMC meetings and Fed fund rate. Let's take a look at crude oil. Crude oil is in improving its stance, and the next move up is going to be into that 126 and a potential breakout. And they're selling off NASDAQ right now. Gold. Yeah, look at that gold. That one candle reversal right here was significant, and we are looking for a consolidation, not a consolidation, excuse me. They are testing these levels right here, and we are looking for a potential break into the 1800. Once that happens, you are looking at a target of 1765, and that is target number 3 in gold. And let me see here, NQ. Yeah, let's see the NQ. I mean, obviously NQ, we're below Globex, and they're selling it off. See this behavior around Globex? How nasty that is. So us recognizing that behavior and what we need to do saved us, saved all of us from over trading or trading with the mentality of a swing trade when the market is not even close to providing that. And that was critical because I typically used to give money away in and around those levels. And I learned the hard way what to look for and what I need to do to avoid that from happening. Money saved is money earned. So same thing here. I mean, a break below the low at 250 is going to lead us to a sell-off pressure. So a lot of this analysis every day, I send that later in the evening, and I put the video on YouTube, and I send it to our members. So be on the lookout for the analysis of these indices and market conditions, because that sets the stage for our day. Our understanding of what the market is doing sets the stage for how we're going to conduct ourselves in the morning. Kirk, I sent you a message, buddy. Take a look at it and let me know. Noli, I sent you a message as well, direct message. And Alex, you guys take a look. Right, so we're getting that pressure coming in. We're getting that pressure toward that whole number, and a break A break below 293 is significant in the fact that it will close the 200 NT Rinko, then rallies become shortable again against globaks. And I'm more inclined to get heavier on the short side, and I still am not going to take any swing trades, but I'm going to, look for a new transitional zone and jump in and look for bigger targets on the short side if that scenario presents itself. It's 10:10 right now, so we got about another 50 minutes of the morning session, and we could go from there. Oh, I thought I was talking in the mic here, but we went through a rotation here. We gave up a little bit of money, and then we made it kind of back. But I'm not going to take any more trades in this area till I see a bit better price action here. So the shorts need to protect 330, and ultimately, you, the market cannot break 367 for the shorts, because that will close the 200 into Urinco and makes it a captain setup long. So we can withstand a little bit of this noise that we're seeing right now on the long side, but the shorts definitely need to protect the 70, and we can run up a little bit here into the 50 and reverse, which is fine. But I was hoping to see a quick move from the 91 into target, which is 65, and the market is counter trending right now. So we took a trade here, added to it, ended up flattening it, or losing a little bit of money. Then I went short again and covered. I went short again, made a little bit of money, and now it's reversing. So now the market is out of sync. Three scenarios. Scenario number one, you close below 291, and that resumes the shorts. You run up short of 70 and reverse, like in the 50s and 60s, and that will continue the short for us. And or you go all the way above 70, and that would be a captain setup long if we do that. I mean, that's fine. I mean, as long as I manage my risk, Frida. It's just I gotta know the earliest signs that the market is not doing what I expect it to do. That's what I gotta do. So, like in this area right here, I knew that's a short, and it responded. I mean, here I went short, actually covered because I didn't get my 5 points. Then got short again and added to it when the captain setup produced, and that actually made me some money. I just didn't take it. Okay. And then I got stopped out on that rotation. I got short here again on this captain setup, and I stopped myself. Then that switch trade, I got short, made money. So those are too many trades in one spot. Be honest with you, but I'm trying to position myself and manage my risk for that 65 target. And the earliest signs that the market was not doing it is the minute we broke above the 308. I gave it one more shot, got stopped. I gave it a second shot. Then I went for that. And the minute we went here, I was like, all right, I got to be done. So that is the 312 run is what told me stay away at that point. It will be very interesting price action if we break above that 70. Right now the shorts are not done. They're not done yet. I mean, they still can mount an attack and go down to 304, and then we can see if we can break that 90 into that 60 zone. But the minute we go above 70, that changes the personality altogether. Yeah, they're playing games around that 300. They are playing games around that 300. So nothing is happening here that is not necessarily inconsistent with trading around Globex. And we are looking for a 304 close. If we get there, then there is a distinct reason for us to get to that 65 target. Yeah, we're getting Amazon. Amazon is just turned negative here. It was positive early on in the day. So you're getting a lot of these components that makes the Nasdaq into they're pushing into negative territory. Let's take a look at the heat map. It's kind of mixed. Let's take a look at the world. China's positive. Canada is mixed. Mexico mixed. Colombia is mixed. It's a mixed across the globe. There you go. Here you go. I mean, they got to a level and they stopped buying it up, trying to shake people out of their positions. And now we're coming into, we want to see how that works. 304. We got to get to 304. What will happen if we get there? I am going to look for a rally. I mean, a new transitional zone. I'm not going to just jump in. I'm going to look for a new transitional zone, and I should be a little bit flexible to add to it in that range, considering that we made this run up and failed it, because that what that will do is trap a lot of people that will panic right under that 292. So we just need to get to that 304 in order for that sequence to start producing. So far, we got very close, so close, and then reversed. So we want to see. Wow. Here comes Globex again. See how tricky this thing is? That's tricky. But if we close that, I mean, be honest with you, if we close that 70 when we're not too far away from it, that's just a big statement the market is making. Because now you got two captain setups. You got the 200 NT Rinko captain setup, and you got the 100 NT Rinko captain setup that happened earlier. That is going to put the market into a position where we can shoot up to 400, 450, and 500. Yep. So that's happened. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to shift gears here. And I'm gonna take the swing trade aspect of this. So, but I'm gonna start small, and I'm gonna look for the retracement, 42 and 22. Here we go.
Order pending.
And also, I'm gonna leave that in and look for a pullback and the transitional zone to build up, and I'm gonna start getting in heavy. And the idea here is we need targets. So 70, that will be 95, then we'll break the 400 into the 427. So the next sequence of events, if we can get filled, is the 95 and 427. That's why it's so important to recognize when the market needs to move, and if it doesn't, it's time to wait and see the shift. Then now we're reacting to the shift. So here we go to Globex. And I would really like it if they give me an opportunity to actually get involved here. Nice little sell-off would be nice here. Gonna try to trap people under Globex. I mean above Globex. Here we go. I mean I'll take one here.
Order pending. Order filled.
Okay, that's fine. I like it to go even lower if it's all possible. Here you go. 93. Okay, so 93, that's fine. Where would I add? I mean, I have those ads, but I also have an ad. Here we go. All right. They're building a transitional zone right here, which is not really good news, but I'm taking a little bit of a risk here, and we will look for bigger targets. Yeah, it's not good to see. But let's see here. And betting that they will protect 69. I mean, that's a big trade, but let's see here. Ultimately, I need to see another cloud positive. I need to see transitional zones back up there. I need them to go back to Globex and run it up. That's good to see. All right. $70. Okay, 70. Yeah, 70 is really, here we go. That's good to see. They're trying to resist it, but yeah, they're still effective at fading Globex.
Order pending. Order cancelled.
Go break even right here and see if I
Order
can
cancelled.
manage to hold on to this thing for any more. I think I should be able to run up here. And here we go. I mean, I was looking for target number 2, but it just was sitting here spinning its wheels. We should be going higher. I mean, that's just basically the bottom line here. We should hit the 466. 686. Yeah, here we go. I mean, that will close it. Then target number 2 is hit. I mean, that could have been a target right there. Yeah, I would have to sit through so much, but I mean, I just like this captain setup, man. And I know they're going to jack around with Globex because that's exactly what they're doing. I mean, they could come back and take my money from here, but I'm not risking anything right here. Or I could put it under 39 and then I risk a flat on the whole trade just to give it a little bit more room for that push. But I'm telling you, I do not like trading around Globex. And they are putting a captain setup right on Globex. But I'll manage. I'm gonna make money one way or another. Gonna take another $100 out of this thing. They're gonna come and get me, bastards. But you know what? That's fine. I can get back in. Can get back in.
Stop filled.
That's fine. That's fine. So we made money off of that deal. Okay, so I want to get back in. That's just basically what I want to do. But I recognize the fact that the market is going to be oscillating and consolidating around Globex. So we need to find an entry point. Yeah, here you go. Look at that. So if there is a lot of momentum in the market, you would see this captain setup, then you see the follow-up candle close very quickly over that 90 level. But the market is trading around Globex, so you're seeing a lot of this defensive consolidative pattern where they flush it under it, then go back up above it, and they're going to play that game. So, I mean, it ran nicely in my favor to that 381. And I just kind of decided I want to hold off for a bigger move. And this is how we ended up doing on that trade. On those two contracts, we ended up just making 357. Okay, and I think it moved up about $1,300 in our favor. So we gave up a little bit of money off that high, but that's fine. These are the 8 decisions we made so far. We're up about 928 for the day. A mixture of longs and shorts that we got going on, and we're just going to keep working here. You see that? Oh, captain set up on the 25 here. So against that captain setup that we're building on the 200 NT wrinkle, I'm looking for buying opportunities. And if the market close at 342, which we're not too far away from it, that's going to put that idea on the defense a little bit. We need the market to go and trade above Globex again. But my inclination here, and I'm gearing toward the longs against that captain setup. All right, so now the market is disconnected. So what do we need to see? A couple of things. Scenario number one, a break back up to that 80. Scenario number two, that would be a long signal. Scenario number two, the market will retrace into close to the 300, but never breaks that 291 and the 100 NT wrinkle reverse. If that happens, that's a continuation trade on the long side after a retracement. Scenario number three would be ugly, and that would be a close below 291. And that will be a captain setup with a fourth leg right here. I mean, one, two, three, four, and that's the fifth candle actually. And that will put us on a pause because we need a break at that point, either lower or a complete reversal for a push back up. And I will wait for either to happen before I take on the next move. So the best thing that the market could do for us right now is literally just break up 70, 80 and start the move higher. I mean, I guess that's what I'm looking to see if that happens. And if that does happen, any pullback to Globex will become buyable, and I'll get busy in that direction. But I'm gonna keep it small. I'm doing 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Here you go. Back to Globex. The bids are firming up here. And captain setups are no joke when it comes to the 200 NT wrinkle. The market do respond to them. You rarely see them fail. And even in their failure, they tell you it generates a big move that we can take advantage of it. So I'm positioning myself for the longs, and we're waiting on things to line up. They're putting a switch trade right here, so that's gonna push higher. Um, Kirk, Noli, and Alex, I sent you guys a direct message. Um, so take a look at it, and I also sent you an email. So take a look at those two and let me know. I don't know if you're hearing me or not seeing the text messages or emails, but that's just take a look. All right. Yeah, they're gonna push it right there up to that level at 80. Here you go. Boom. I gotta get aggressive. I gotta get in there. I need to get in there. Come on, baby, give me something. Give me some money.
Order pending.
Yeah, they're gonna go up. Boom. Here we go. Longs. Yeah, that's they're gonna be a goner here in a second. Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. They need to bring it to Globex and let's see if I can get in. Globex is 66.55. Okay. Man, I tell you, when they start doing that, boom. So I could wait here because what's gonna happen? They're gonna run it up to close to that 400. Then they're gonna start pulling back. So what I'm gonna need to do is actually just wait for
Order
a new
canceled. Order
transitional zone to
canceled.
build up,
Order canceled.
and then I will participate. Okay, we're still playing that Globex game, and yeah, I mean, I could have taken that one right here, one and one, then go. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, let's wait for that to happen. Okay, so where did I put my orders? I put my order right here. Okay, so here we go. They're playing that game into Globex, and they stopped it right here, or they're stopping it right here. So instead of trying to fade here on a swing trade, I'm going to look for the transitional zone to build. So they disconnected it, if I can speak properly. Okay. Now I'm looking for that to build up right here. And that at that point will get us from target number one to target number two. Let's assume that doesn't happen and they close the market at this level here, which will be 37. Well, guess what that means? That means they put a captain set up short right here. And then I need that captain set up short to break up in order for me to get back in the graces of being long again. This type of trading, this is a bit difficult. I mean, when I say difficult, I hate to say difficult because that word is subjective. But it, we're just trading around Globex, right? And you see the behavior of what they're doing around Globex. It's not no momentum, a lot of fading, a lot of tricks. You know, they give the impression of a long and they flip it. They give an impression of a short and they flip it back to the long. And you're getting that, like a meat grinder. People lose a lot of money in this type of environment because they're just not aware of how to better position yourself. So I was, well, not necessarily shorting. I'm waiting for the 200 and 100 to be in sync. And then I'm looking in the direction of that. But once we get to glowbacks, I'm not really, I'm not looking for a swing trade. Like right when I saw the captain set up, I went for a swing trade. Like literally right here, buy, and then sold. Saw that happen in failure, and I sold it off. They come back at it again. So I'm not. What I'm looking for is those transitional zones, which are a safer environment for me to trade versus trying to look for a swing trade in an environment that is right smack into Globex. And now look what they did. Holy crap. They put a captain set up short on the 100 NT wrinkle. So now this is the definition of a meat grinder because you got a captain set up long on the 200, you got a captain set up short on the 100 NT wrinkle. That is mixed messaging happening in the market. What has to happen in order for me to act? Uh, Market has to go back to that 80 again and trade above it. That will keep the integrity of this captain setup long in intact. If we end up breaking below 93, that would be a significant move, and I would look for a break below 65 in order for me to be interested in any shorts at that time. Okay? And either that or the market reverse back up and give me the sixth candle in this rotation and break above 60, 67. So those are the different scenarios that I'm going to be looking for. And I will be doing a whole lot of waiting in order for that market to kind of position itself. All right, so it's 11:04 and we are kind of done for the morning session. We are up 928 on the 14th. And since the beginning of the month, these are the different days and how much we made or gave back. And we are up about 11,765 since the beginning of the month. That kind of brings an end to my morning session. I'm going to go get some rest. Uh, Jesus. Sorry about that, guys. Just not trying to do that. Give me a second here. Yeah, I got to speak about a couple of things here before we leave. So let's just take a quick look. Where's my ES? Here we go. All right, we're back to that. Let's see if there's anything different happened. Here we go. All right. So I got all of you back. Okay, sounds good. Sorry about that. It's just you push on one wrong button and the whole thing disappears on me. Let's take a quick look and look at YM. Oh yeah. So YM is pushing and looks like it's about to start entering channel number one. We are selling off in YM and everything else for that matter. ES, same thing. Target number two, back to target number two. Target number three is 34.28. Crude oil, I mean, crude oil is done, but they're retracing off of that level of 123, and they need to protect the 121 in order for us to continue momentum on the upside to that 126 target. Gold, they're bleeding gold to those targets we discussed. We are running into some support here. Ultimately, if we break through that, we are going to see 1765, target number three. NQ, that's NQ, right? Here we go. Yeah, inside day and with a short bias and a lot of consolidation patterns. We know when the news is going to come. The whole week is going to be full of news items, and that's it for me. So we'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow. If you have any questions, let me know. And on streaming, if you enjoyed or you liked this session or helped you in any way, help the stream out by subscribing, commenting, liking, sharing, all the good social media stuff. We do appreciate it. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Have a blessed day. And kind of remember, precision is a decision, right? And always trade in harmony. Yeah, GM, absolutely. A big rejection on gold. See you guys tomorrow.